Mazzy might have mentioned one or two of these because as he does with every single thread that starts with Gimme 10, he does Gimme 400.
Digital gramophone makes no sense.
What's up, guys? How's it going? So, now that Rob and Rob Walker and Mazzy, especially Mazzy, have just bastardized this whole duet thread, at least from where it was, I think it was originally intended. I believe it was intended to really just be albums that only feature just two people on the record. I might be wrong about that. I'm pretty sure that's what Sherv and Rob Sound Strange were showing, at least, kind of behind on videos. I'm just getting over a cold and can't tell, my voice is a little weird today. Who am I kidding? When is my voice not weird? But you know, anyway. So because it's kind of gone off into other territory, I figured, well, that now it's in a place that I can hop on. What are we listening to? We're listening to Clewd Ice Queen, which is the Brazilian pop rock masterpiece, some would say. Credited to Milton Nascimento and Lo Borges, even though I'm not counting this as a duo because there are just so many people on this. There's just no way I could. It's really an effort of the Brazilian collective that shares the name of the album. And then there's arrangements by Diodato, among others. So, but yeah, you know, that's what we're listening to. So the 10 that I have here are duos or duet albums. They're not purely duos, or like there are other musicians that accompany them on certain tracks. But as the group exists, they are duos. And I don't think I have any gray area here. Not as much as some others. Steely Dan. The first one I'm going to go with is Jerry Garcia and David Grisman's Shady Grove. Obviously Jerry Garcia on guitar, David Grisman on mandolin. There's several other musicians on this album. And it's, you know, this is a classic. You know, I love the work of these guys together. Yeah, I was even into this stuff before I got into the Grateful Dead. Kind of it's staying in that same vein. Some flat picking, guitar, banjo. Doc and Merle Watson. This is Red Rocking Chair. Doc and Merle, obviously from North Carolina. Father-son tandem duo.
I set you in the shade, give you every dime I made. What can a poor boy do? Yes, I work every day and you throw it all away. I just can't make a living for you, Lord, Lord, and I can't make a living for you.
This is more of a duet album. Bruce Robeson and Kelly Willis, married couple. Texas singer-songwriters. Kelly Willis has performed with many in the alt country Americana realm, and Bruce Robeson is kind of one of the more unsung heroes from that world of Texas singer-songwriter world. This is a great album. It's called Our Year. They trade off lead vocals on several of the tracks, but they back each other up. And then there's some proper duets on here. Has a great cover of the Zombies' This Will Be Our Year, sneaks up on you. This is one of my favorite artists from kind of the roots country revival movement, Robbie Folks. This is his duet album with Linda Gail Lewis. Again, they trade some lead vocals from song to song, backing each other up, but then there's some great proper duets on here. Wild, 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 and man, this is wild. This is a great album, and it sounds like it came straight out of you know, the 60s era of country. You know, kind of a more manic George Jones and Melvin Montgomery type thing. I don't know. It's just, this is a fantastic album. If you like John Prine's like In Spite of Ourselves, I think you'd really like that album. Here's a real duo, even though there are extra musicians on a couple of the tracks. The duo of Crow and Dexter Romweber. Dexter Romweber on guitar, Crow on drums. You would not have the Black Keys, you would not have the White Stripes without the Flat Duo Jets. Again, another North Carolina band. Go Go Harlem Baby. This is a Third Man reissue. I believe this came out in 90 or 91. Flat Duo Jets are the truth. Honestly, I did get to them later. If I was aware of this band before I ever heard the White Stripes or the Black Keys, I would probably, just out of principle, ignore those bands. Maybe not the White Stripes, but probably definitely the Black Keys. Either way, Flat Duo Jets are the best. Okay, another duet album. And of course, they're not the only ones on here, but they're just it's a vocal duet album. One of my favorites, King and Queen by Otis Redding and Carla Thomas. Just such a great album. Just fantastic songs like Tramp and some great versions of Bring It On Home to Me, Knock on Wood. I mean, it's just, this is an excellent album from Stax, 1967. What about hip-hop duos, guys? Outkast. Run the Jewels. EPMD. Come on. How about Eric B. and Rakim? Why not? Why are we ignoring hip hop duos for this? Paid in Full, man. 1986? Is this 86? I'm off on my dates today. My brain's just not functioning correctly. But this is a classic. And, you know, I don't care if you guys aren't going to include hip-hop in the duos thing. I just wanted to show that I have this album. Who am I kidding? And, of course, it wouldn't be a video for me if I didn't talk about some bands from the last 20 years. And, you know, bands from the indie rock realm. And the first one I'm going to talk about is Foxy Jun. We are, I always botch the title. We are the 21st century ambassadors of peace and magic. Foxy Jun is the duo of Sam France and Jonathan Rado. They play everything on this album with the exception of some accompaniment by the producer Richard Swift, rest in peace. And this album is just fantastic. It's a throwback to 60s, 70s classic rock and roll with psychedelic mixture, R&B fused in there, all kinds of stuff. Honestly, if I didn't know better, and if you didn't know better listening to it, you could almost assume that this was just like a mix, like a DJ mix of songs from the 60s and 70s being sampled all over the place. Because there are a lot of songs, that's kind of my only problem with it. There are a lot of songs that you listen to and you're like, that sounds exactly like, insert here, whatever classic rock song. But it's just amazing kind of tempo changes and just pieced together many medleys almost, like from song to song. Just a great album. We are the 21st Century Ambassadors of Peace and Magic by Foxy Jun from 2013. Some Jack Jaguar.
Politely say I miss you, but we know you don't mean that anymore. Like when the doctor thought he caught you, then you weaseled through the door of consciousness, San Francisco.
I'm going to talk about is TuneYards. This is the project, this is Who Kill, their 2011 album. I believe it's their second LP. This is the project of Merrill Garbus and Nate Brenner. Merrill Garbus plays multiple instruments as the lead vocalist. Nate Brenner is a bass player and kind of beat maker. They don't play everything on this album. They play, I'd say, 85% of what's on this album. This is just an amazing, adventurous, experimental rock pop album with all kinds of influences from around the world, Afrobeat and Afro-Cuban, highlife, dub, and Latin influences. I mean, it's just all throughout this album. An amazing album. This band, Merrill Garbus, is a genius. And this album, the one that followed it, Nicky Knack, are just spectacular albums. They released one, their most recent was last year, I think. I wasn't as much into that one, but this one and again Nicky Knack from 2014 are amazing. I'm gonna try and get a sample in here if I can, because if you aren't familiar with TuneYards, you really need to check them out. Merrill Garbus' voice is out of this world, and it's just really inventive, powerful music. And then last but not least, Beach House, the dream pop duo. This is my favorite album by them from 2010, Teen Dream. Beach House is a duo of Victoria Legrand and Alex Scally. They play everything on this album except for drums. They're two guest drummers. Just an amazing, amazing group. Beach House kind of picks up where Cocteau Twins left off, although they left off years before Beach House got started. But yeah, great dream pop group. And that's it, man. That's my duos. Bring it on, everybody. Bring it on. And again, my apologies to Sherv and Rob from Sound Strange, and Dave at Local Bandography, and Alex at Motoric 247 for bringing this thread down to a low level. Cheers, guys. Hope you're doing well. All right. Bye.